Hey Trisha, how you doing? Thank you so much for including the work. So I've got your work up right here, and I think it's effective. I do have a lot of comments I think are going to really make some good sense to you. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is that don't forget this is a 1 inch border, and this is 8.5 by 11. That doesn't look like it's quite 1 inch, so make sure you get that inch border in there just so that we can satisfy the requirements. Okay, now EZ. I think that we can probably make this a little bit more Rebus-esque, if that's even a word. But and the reason I say that is because easy is you're basically kind of spelling out the word. I know you're not, but technically I think that we can kind of push this more towards Rebus and less towards a very obvious depiction. And we want the viewer to think a little bit, but not too much. Okay, so maybe it's an E, maybe an I for C for easy, easy, easy. Do you see what I'm saying? That would maybe push it a little bit more to an abstract and really start thinking about visualization, image visualization, as opposed to this kind of really obvious solution, EZ. So I think that E and an I for C, I think that easy come, easy go. I think that'll work, definitely. Okay, as far as the stroke on the letter forms goes, it's not a good practice to stroke letter forms in graphic design. And the reason being is because it actually changes the shapes of the letters and or the counter space associated with those letters. For example, you have this stroke on the E. Now, typically, software programs give you the option of placing the stroke on the center of the contour, the outside, or the inside. Either way, okay, if it's on the inside, it's going to reduce the actual shape by placing that stroke on the inside. It's going to make it a little bit more frail. If it's on the outside, it's going to change the way that the letters interact with the letters around them because it's decreasing the negative space. Okay, and then if it's in the middle, it's a combination of both. So for those reasons, it's not a good idea to stroke letter forms in graphic design. The other thing I think is that I think that this is a little inconsistent here. And the reason I say that is because this is so much bigger and it's got just a little bit, I think a little maybe too much detail in through here. So let's get these to the same size, the same scale, and try to just stylistically get these to as close as you possibly can. I mean, I think it works. Come and go works, definitely. But okay, now here's a great example of the strokes I was talking about. Okay, look at the distance. This obviously doesn't have a stroke, right? So I'm guessing this is the original letter form. Now take a look at the stroke. Look at the distance or the kerning between letters. Look how close it is. That's because of the stroke, right? Now we take a look at sans stroke and we can see the kerning. It takes a difference. So again, just another illustration as to why we don't stroke letter forms in graphic design. Okay, so really, really effective, good, simple solution. And of course, as we know, simple solutions are superior solutions when it comes to design. So good job. All right. I'd like to see those changes. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any clarifications necessary. Okay, fantastic job. Great start. Thank you so much for sharing.